Negative campaigning has always been a part of politics. With new media on the rise and the potential for major social change, how low can negative campaigning go in 2008?
I'm concerned that people are now using race and using gender and in ways that is divisive. Playing the race card, playing the gender card. You should vote for Hillary because she's a woman. You should not vote for Obama because he's a black Muslim.
There have been several instances when race came to the forefront. Bill Clinton's comments in South Carolina, Geraldine Ferraro's remarks, and the Reverend Wright controversy. But as a whole, have the campaigns taken the high road or the low?
I would say this is high. The highest ideals, the highest oratory, participation, which is blossoming. You have the rejuvenation of the party.
Is that just because it's early?
Yes.
This is from a contest within a party where, relatively speaking, the gloves stay on. In the general election, the stakes are higher and the rules change as we get closer to November. We may have seen a preview of what's likely to come in the 2006 Senate race in Tennessee. Harold Ford Jr. had a slight lead in the polls until he was hit by what many considered to be a race-baiting TV ad just weeks before the election. He lost by less than 3%.
Harold Ford looks nice. Isn't that enough?
The Republican National Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Harold, call me.
I think that would have been fair. Black, white, male, female. That's Harold Ford made it. So why was that? Why was that about race?
It was certainly racially based, very, very effective, did the trick, and people responded to it.
There has not been anything as direct as the Just Not Right for Tennessee ad in the mainstream, but there have been much worse from unregulated sources like YouTube, and it has some political strategists worried.
It's very dangerous because there's no regulation of it. You could say almost any kind of negative thing you want.
Despite inaccuracies, independently produced videos can be viewed millions of times, and the stories picked up by the mainstream media. Puerto Rico holds the final Democratic primary, and their most-watched news show recently ran a story on unfounded allegations about Barack Obama from a YouTube video.
I'm making this video and posting it on YouTube because of an incident involving myself and Senator Barack Obama.
Negative campaigning is really good when it's comparative. When it's saying, look, I'm more experienced than you are. That's not negative. That's the truth.
When negative campaigns go too far, they have the opposite effect. But unregulated videos don't hold anyone accountable, and they can be picked up by the mainstream media and change the tone of a campaign. And a presidential campaign can change the tone of a country.
Patriotism is a term which you can use, and nobody will think that you're being a racist if you agree with it. Jeremiah Wright will come up. That is a connection with patriotism, but it's also a connection with race.
There is a fine line between what is overtly prejudice and what is understated, and it's all in the mind of the viewer. There will certainly be direct appeals to prejudice from unregulated sources, and it's up to the mainstream media to keep these out of the campaigns and the public eye. For the NYPost.com, this is Dave Desario.